Chapter 28. At Buffet Paradise, the investors sat around the long family table. I was only half paying attention. Lupe and her dad were late, so I was eagerly watching the door. But I knew everyone's focus was not on the crab legs and rib eye steak for once. As my dad proceeded to explain how the Magna undercut our prices, tension was an all-time high. We can't just sit on our hands and watch the Magna take all over our business, Uncle Zhang said. Mr. Lewis, one of the paper investors, agreed. I say we stand in front of the Magna with some picket signs. That's not going to work, Mr. Bhagawati said. When the owner of my shop was trying to sell, some of my customers tried that, but he sold anyway. Mr. Bhagawati used to work at the laundromat down the street before his boss sold it to the chain Clean Shine Dry Cleaners. Now it costs $6 to get a shirt dry clean, and they didn't even do a good of a job. Finally, Jose and Lupe walked in. I waved at Lupe as she took a seat at the other end of the table. She smiled and waved back. She was carrying her geometry book. Lupe brought her math to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Mr. Cooper, one of our biggest investors, cleared his throat. An interesting offer has come from a company called Vacation Resorts, he said. They're interested in acquiring us. How much are they offering? Hank asked. I turned to Hank, surprised. He wasn't seriously thinking about selling, was he? Almost double what we bought the motel for, Mr. Cooper said. Mr. Lewis whistled. Double? I jumped in before everyone got too excited. Why are they so interested in us? I asked. Well, Anaheim's changing, Mr. Cooper explained. That's why the Topaz and the Lagoon sold. The economy is improving and the real estate agent is going up. Vacation resorts want to expand in Anaheim. They have big plans to turn the Cala Vista into a boutique hotel for young, sophisticated travelers. Wow, Mr. Lewis said. A boutique hotel, imagine that. Even my parents looked excited. Would we be able to keep our jobs? Dad asked. Mr. Cooper's face fell. Unfortunately, no, he said. Oh, then forget it, Hank said, frowning. Dad and Jose shook their heads in agreement. A hard no. Mr. Cooper's face fell. Wait, no. Hang on, Mr. Cooper said. Before you guys turn it down, we should all think about it. It's a great opportunity for all of us to double our investment and get out while we are ahead. He looked around the room. These are tough business circumstances we're operating in. Everyone knows we're bleeding cash, and the situation with the Magna is only going to get worse. But we can't just give up, I protested. Lupe must have heard the urgency in my voice because she put her maths textbook down and jumped in. Mia's right, she said. I agree, Dad said. We have to face our problems head on, not sell out to the first buyer. I was encouraged to see many investors nodding at what we were saying. As the adults continued brainstorming ways to compete against the Magna, I walked over to Lupe. I gave her a hug and pointed at her book. Is that geometry? Yeah. I narrowed my eyes at the book. My enemy. She was dark green with a bar font and thick spine. This was who I lost my best friend to. Thanks for backing me up, I said, and for all the flyers you made. No problem, she said. I feel so bad not being able to be there to help you. Well, you can come back any time. Lupe's gaze slid toward her textbook. I know, she said, but my classes... Why do you have to take them right now? I asked, trying to keep my voice even. In her note, she hadn't even answered my question about why she needed to skip ahead. Because the college counselor said I need to be in geometry now so I can take Algebra 2 next year, then Pre-CLC, then AP-CLC, and AP Statistics. She rattled off courses a mile a minute. But you have to take them right now this second. You have so much else going on right now. The motel. Me, I wanted to add. Lupe frowned. You know, you're always so supportive of Jason whenever he wants to do something hard. But when it comes to me, moving up in school, you're like, are you sure? Come back. You can't handle it. She shook her head. It's like you don't think I can. That's not... You're the one who said your classes were hard. They are hard, but that doesn't mean you give up, Lupe said. Yeah, you just said that yourself. Yeah, well, I didn't say you should give up on us, I snapped. I went to the other side of the table as Lupe turned back to her textbook. For the rest of the night, I sandwiched myself between Auntie Ling and my mom, sneaking glances at Lupe. She made it sound like I didn't support her. Of course I supported her, but right now we really needed her back at the motel. Mr. Cooper was literally talking about selling the Cala Vista.